Good Wednesday evening, October 16th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The 216-acre Squilchuck fire is now 100% contained. Washington has unveiled a 5-year strategic plan to address homelessness in the state. Cooler and wetter weather ahead through this weekend. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. A heavy police response Tuesday afternoon nabbed a Wenatchee motorist carrying what police say was a supply of fentanyl and other drugs. About 4:30 p.m., the Columbia River Drug Task Force and East Cascade SWAT team pursued and stopped a vehicle driven by Osvaldo Verduzco Mendoza, who's 30 years old, near the intersection of South Mission and Benton Street. Ryan Moody, the Sheriff's Department chief who oversees the task force, says Verduzco was wanted on warrants and initially tried to flee from a coordinated traffic stop. Police used a pit maneuver to disable the small SUV he was driving. Inside, they allegedly found saleable amounts of fentanyl powder, methamphetamine, and illicit prescription pills. Verduzco is yet to be charged, but he remains jailed on warrants stemming from an earlier conviction for drug possession with intent to distribute. The police operation halted traffic along South Mission for about an hour. The Washington State Patrol will pay more than $58,000 in a settlement with an East Wenatchee attorney for violating the State Public Records Act. In 2022, John Brangwin, a lawyer specializing in DUI enforcement cases, asked for Washington State Patrol records, including a roster of North Central Washington troopers, their cell phone numbers, and photographs of them. The police agency took 75 days to release the records and left out several of the photographs. Brangwin's lawsuit, led by his law partner Jeremy Burke, uncovered internal messages from the head of the State Patrol's Public Records Unit making disparaging comments about him, and it revealed that the same records had been freely disclosed to prosecutors with no delay. The settlement does not admit wrongdoing on the part of the State Patrol. The Squilchuck road fire is over and done with. The Type 3 incident team that was managing the 216-acre fire that affected the Squilchuck and Wenatchee Heights area withdrew its forces at 8 o'clock this morning, turning the matter over to the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. All evacuation warnings that had been in place since the fire erupted Sunday were lifted last night. Firefighters said the wet and cooling weather conditions contributed to their ability to gain control of the blaze. No structures were destroyed, no one was injured, and the cause of that fire remains under investigation. The chief of Mission Ridge ski area announced this week he'll step down after the upcoming ski season. Josh Jorgensen has been CEO of the ski operation for 12 years. He says he'll continue to be involved in Mission Ridge's planned 500-acre expansion, which would add a new lodge, townhouses, and other amenities. Stepping up into new roles are Ethan Howell, a former ski patroller and lift mechanic who'll become chief of mountain operations, and Nathan Folkers, named as accounting director to oversee day-to-day operation. The search for Jorgensen's successor will begin in early spring. When we come back, Chelan County has now made it illegal for motorists to cut across parking lots in order to avoid red lights at county intersections. The Wenatchee School District is looking to fill a bus driver training class as soon as possible. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
We in Northeast Washington are proud of our small-town heritage, but Olympia's one-size-fits-all policies have made life here more difficult. I'm former Mayor Suing Moody, and for the past 13 years, I've fought for the needs of the people of Twisp in the face of disaster. Now, I'm looking to bring my record of strong leadership to Olympia as your state representative, to preserve the way of life our families have enjoyed here for generations. I'm Suing Moody, and I'm asking for your vote, because we shouldn't have to give up anything to live here, and we won't.
At Abby's, it's kind of simple. We're not rocket scientists. We just make great pizza. When you're ready for traditional values, time with your family, and a great meal, you're invited to Abby's. Order at abbys.com. Our family is here for your family. It's fall. Want a great value that doesn't involve pumpkin spice? Try Abby's Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Save and enjoy a pizza with loads of quality toppings to the edge. Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. Enjoy Abby's October special at a very special price.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Mike Steele, and I've been honored to serve you as our state representative for District 12 for the last 8 years. With experience in several leadership roles in civic organizations, as well as being a lifelong resident, I've championed projects that have made a difference in our community. I plan to continue the progress we've made together.
Re-elect Mike Steele, your voice in Olympia. Together we can achieve more. Visit votemikesteele.com. Paid for by the citizens to elect Mike Steele.
Chelan County has now made it illegal for motorists to cut across parking lots in order to avoid red lights at county intersections. County commissioners passed an ordinance on Monday on what's called intersection avoidance, making it an infraction to intentionally navigate around an intersection using parking lots, vacant lots, or other property. It makes the county one of only 5 jurisdictions in Washington to adopt such a law. The law would apply not only in the unincorporated county, but in Chelan County towns patrolled by sheriff's deputies which don't have a superseding law on the books. A ticket for committing the offense costs drivers an automatic $139. The Wenatchee School District is looking to fill a bus driver training class as soon as possible. The district is hosting a job fair this Saturday to fill open positions for prospective bus drivers and substitute drivers. Attendees can meet other drivers and transportation staff, apply in person, and test drive a bus while there. The district says pay starts at $25.88 per hour plus full medical and dental benefits, and training is paid with summer and holidays off. The job fair will be held from 9 a.m. to noon at Transportation Building at 1201 Millardale Avenue in Wenatchee. Washington has unveiled a 5-year strategic plan to address homelessness in the state. The plan put forward by the Department of Commerce intends to strengthen the system that responds to homelessness, invest in 90,000 emergency housing beds, and coordinate homeless outreach with behavioral health and other social service providers. Commerce Director Mike Fong says the framework is meant to help the roughly 200,000 Washingtonians experiencing homelessness or house instability. It was developed in part by taking input from people who've experienced homelessness themselves. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will highlight the race for 12th District House of Representatives between incumbent Mike Steele and challenger Daniel Scott. Cooler weather is expected over the next 2 days with a decent chance for rain on Friday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Medicare annual election period is here, and the rumors are true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are not available beginning January 1st, 2025. Now, there are 2 new Medicare Advantage plans that will be replacing them. But to quickly answer many of your questions, go to our website and click on Plan Termination. You can also come to one of our sales and education meetings. You don't have to be a current client. We'll be providing everyone a folder with step-by-step instructions on finding a new plan for next year.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
Two newsworthy events back in August are worth revisiting tonight. First, the results of the August primary pitted State Representative Mike Steele against fellow Republican Daniel Scott, a former city council member from Kashmir, in the race for the 12th District House of Representatives. Later that month, Wenatchee's landmark Stan's Mary Mart announced it would no longer sell firearms, saying a new law requiring gun dealers to install added security would add too much expense to their overhead. In tonight's feature story, we asked Steele and Scott about that law, which passed in March, and whether it needs to be revisited in the next legislative session. You can watch our full interview with those candidates and many others in our online election coverage at NCWLIFE.com.
It's probably very unlikely in the majority makeup that we have in the legislature it will be revisited. What I will say is what I've always maintained, and I've had this conversation with folks who reside on all sides of the political spectrum. You know, it's not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. And we have to figure out ways to make people more responsible with firearm ownership, but we can't restrict their Second Amendment right. And we need to understand that criminals will always figure out a way to get access to the tools to hurt or harm. And it's the law-abiding citizens that are not doing those things. And so punishing law-abiding citizens when you have criminals who are ignoring the law and going to find a way to harm people no matter what is not a solution. And so making it harder to do business in Washington State, making it harder for responsible gun owners to have access to guns in Washington State is not the right approach. No one wants to see anyone harmed or hurt. But the reality is it's the tool. It's not the tool that's doing the damage, it's the person behind that tool that's doing the damage. And again, we're not in a place where we're able to keep that criminal honest and say you can only buy in certain ways and you can only buy if you've passed this background check. They're not adhering to any of those things, no matter what laws we pass in Olympia, no matter what laws we pass in the US Congress. Those folks are still going to figure out a way to commit harm if that's their intent. And so I think we have to be real with ourselves and make sure we're honest in that conversation. And that's a hard conversation to have because you want to figure out a way to solve these problems and you want to pin it on something. But the reality is human beings are who they are. And you know, if we had ways to make it harder on the criminal, we should be looking at that. But we should not be penalizing the law-abiding citizen in our state.
Well, what problem was the state legislature trying to fix when they enacted this law? There really wasn't a problem there with these gun dealers. The gun dealers are well regulated. They're very good at what they do. The state legislature is simply trying to make it more difficult for honest citizens to buy firearms, make it more expensive to buy them, more expensive for the stores to operate them. And so it's really just coming down to, they're just trying to tighten the noose on eliminating guns within the state. And they've been making these slow little steps, well, even some big steps here in recent years to try to make it more difficult for private citizens to buy firearms and to buy the firearms they want that are legal on a national level. So, you know, they're really not trying to fix a problem, they're just trying to make it difficult. And I understand that if you're in the city, the only thing you see a gun for is used to kill people. But out here in the rural areas, guns are tools. They're tools. You know, out at my house, we see a lot of wildlife come through my yard on a regular basis, from rattlesnakes, coyotes. My wife even saw a wolf in the yard a year or two ago. We see it all, and for us, it's a tool. But when you're in the city, it's not a tool. So, you know, those city people that are over there passing these laws, they don't see things the way we do. So, you know, the state has been slowly restricting gun rights on private citizens, but to Mike's point, the criminals don't care. is what we really need to do is enforce the laws that are on the books and really punish the criminals that are out there using guns to commit crimes and do horrendous crimes.
Time to take a look now at your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Wednesday was a good one. We did see quite a few clouds this morning, a little bit of rain shower activity last night, and then a lot of clear skies throughout our afternoon hours. It was cooler today, I should say, than we've seen the past couple of days, but all in all, not a bad early fall day around the Wenatchee Valley. But I'll tell you what, the cool down is here. We were in the low 60s today to mid 60s. We are cooling down to the lower to upper 50s on Thursday with a chance for some scattered showers. And by the time we get into the end of the week on Friday, highs only in the lower to mid 50s with once again a pretty good chance for showers late in the day into our evening hours. And we'll talk more about that coming up in a bit. 64 unofficially our high temperature today. 61 is where we should be for this time of year. And 77 our record high set in 1963. 52 this morning. Very mild, way above where we should be for our normal low of 41 and way above our record low of 30, which was set in 1989. Sunrise 7:22 and the sun sets at 6:10. Getting you into your Thursday, temperatures will continue that slow decline and cooler as we make our way into the end of the week. 59 at Moses Lake and Ephrata, 58 for Quincy tomorrow, 56 in Ellensburg. All of us only in the 50s tomorrow. Wenatchee, Eniat, 57 degrees, 58 for Chelan, and 56 the high temperature tomorrow in Kashmir. So after all of these days of above normal temperatures, we're going below normal beginning on Thursday. Tonight we can expect some overnight showers to continue. Those will mainly be in the Cascades. We could see 2 inches on the Stevens Pass area overnight tonight. For Thursday, partly cloudy, just a little bit breezy in central Washington on Thursday. It will cool down with this strong northwesterly flow, mid to upper 50s for your highs tomorrow afternoon. And as we get you into Friday, there's our next weather maker up off the coast of British Columbia. Mostly cloudy Friday, not a whole lot in the morning, but by afternoon, those showers could seep over the Cascades and bring us about a 50% chance of the wet stuff. High temperatures only in the mid 50s Friday afternoon. Getting into the upcoming weekend, there's our next weather maker, and it's got more of a southwesterly influence, so it's going to bring actually some warmer air our way on Saturday, a 40% chance of showers, but we're going to hover right around 60 degrees for highs on Saturday. Going to continue with that southwesterly flow on Sunday. Good chance for rain, not so much in the morning, but there, as we get into the afternoon, a good chance for the wet stuff. Warmer temperatures with highs in the low 60s. And then by Monday, things calm down and cool down. Partly cloudy skies and cooler as we get back to that northwesterly flow once again. High temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, and not much change as we get you into Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies, a bit of a ridge over the Pacific Northwest. Not many clouds around, but still cool. High temperatures then still at around mid 50s. All right, your 7-day forecast overnight tonight, 39 degrees, 57 tomorrow. And look at this overnight low Thursday night into Friday morning, 35 degrees. For Friday, 55, a 50% chance of rain going down to 40% on Saturday and 60. Our best chance for the wet stuff, even though we'll warm up, will be on Sunday. Cloudy, a 60% chance of rain and 63. And then a mix of clouds and sun on Monday and Tuesday with high temperatures generally in the mid 50s. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running to be your next 12th District State Senator. It has been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Seattle opened up a tie game with 4 third-period goals to beat Nashville 7-3 last night. Kraken opened up a 2-0 lead in the first period before the Predators came back to tie it. It was 3-3 when Joey Decord made an incredible save at the end of the second, which seemed to propel Seattle into a flurry in that third frame.
He'll go to work on former Kraken. Jeremy Lozon. They go to the corner. Larson at the point. He'll look it over. Here's Evans. His shot scores! Riker Evans with a bullet. 16:23 left to go in the opening period. Seattle off and running. Pickpocketed. Montour now for Jaden Schwartz. Here's Chandler Stevenson, partial 3-on-1. Stevenson, Bjorkstrand. He scores! That's hockey, baby! What a goal! Chandler Stevenson with a beautiful pass to Oliver Bjorkstrand. You can cue the maestro. 2-0. Now, Carrier tipped. Carson in. McCarron. He scores! Michael McCarron with a power move out in front. To the corner again. It's Evangelista spinning. Side of the goal. They score! Tommy Novak. Set up by Mark Jankowski. Tanev will tap it deep, then he's bumped by Brady Shea. McCarron run into in a hard way by Gord. It goes off the stick of Yossi. Back for Montour. Brandon Montour, big shot. He scores! A Monty blast from downtown with some traffic in front. 32 and a fraction left to go in this period. It's Brandon Tanev. Forsberg. With a shot through traffic, clawed down the rebound, they score! Brady Shea. He organized the power play. Forsberg, what a save! Decord twice on Forsberg! Stamkos goes high, Decord picks it off! Cross corner, Larson back first. Adam protects the puck. He'll get it out of Dodge and wheel it out to center for Schwartz. At his side, Bjorkstrand back for Schwartz, right in! He scores! A beautiful goal by Jaden Schwartz, set up by Oliver Bjorkstrand. 18:41 left. The Kraken back up by 1. You see it up close. Shea back for Nashville. Laid along the boards, a pinch down by Oleksiak. McCann, Eberle with a shot. He scores! Hey, hey! What do you say? Jordan Eberle. 5-3, Seattle. Good play for Jamie Oleksiak. Seattle shifting his Beniers. Matty in the zone. They push everybody back out in front. McCann scores! Jared McCann wills it home, and what a play by Matty Beniers. 6-3, Seattle. Now Tolvanen has lots of time to skate it out, but he gave it away to Evangelista. He did the same to Adam Larson. Larson scores the big cat. Hits the bullseye. 2:04 left. 7-3. Kraken.
DeCord stopped 30 of 33 saves. Seattle's back on home ice tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Flyers. You can watch the game on King 5 or on Kong TV. Wenatchee won its 8th straight girls soccer game last night. The Panthers came out on top of West Valley 4-2. That makes it over a month since Wenatchee lost its only game of the season to Glacier Peak back on September 14th. Moses Lake also a winner last night, downing Davis 3-0. In CWAC play, Ephrata blanked Toppenish 1-0 and Selah silenced Quincy 4-0. Cashmere won its 13th straight last night with a 7-0 win over Connell. The Bulldogs haven't lost a game since their season opener against Linden Christian. Other action, Cascade blew out Chelan 8-0. Tonasket beat Brewster 1-0. Liberty Bell topped Lake Roosevelt 2-1. Pateros powered past Oroville 11-0. Bridgeport doubled up Manson 4-2. Wenatchee still hasn't lost a single set in Big 9 volleyball. The Panthers swept West Valley last night on the road 25-14, 15, and 18. Wenatchee still has 4 matches left in conference, needing just a couple more wins to clinch the regular season title and the ability to host the district tournament. It wasn't easy, but Davis kept pace with Wenatchee with a straight set win over Moses Lake last night. The Pirates won 26-24, 25-12, and 25-22. Other scores from the larger schools last night. Toppenish beat Ephrata 3-1. Tri-Cities Prep swept Quincy. Chelan beat Omak in 3 sets to remain undefeated on the season at 12-0. Cashmere's only loss on the volleyball season came in a non-league match to Chelan. Bulldogs improved to 13-0 in SCAC play last night with a straight sets win over Connell. On the B school courts last night, Okanagan topped Tonasket 3-2. Brewster blanked Lake Roosevelt. Top-ranked Manson improved to 11-1 on the season with a sweep of Liberty Bell. Cascade beat Bridgeport in 3. Moses Lake Christian down Wilson Creek 3-1. Soap Lake swept Thorpe. Antioch moved to 7-0 in conference play with a sweep over Garden City Academy. Waterville Mansfield kept pace with a sweep of Cascade Christian. Pateros beat Oroville in straight sets. Here's the latest standings in Big 9. As mentioned, Wenatchee is perfect on the season and needs just a couple more wins to take the regular season title. Moses Lake and Eastmont are in good position right now to make the district play-in games. Selah and Ellensburg are the top 2 teams in the Central Washington Athletic Conference. Ephrata is struggling to make the district tournament, while Quincy is still looking for its first win of the season. Cashmere is running away with the South Central Athletic Conference at 13-0. College Place second at 10-3, while Connell and Zilla are battling for third. Chelan has already captured the 3-team Caribou Trail League title, looking to finish unbeaten once again. The Goats are trying to repeat as state 1A champions. The team up Highway 150 in Manson also in good shape to repeat as league and, who knows, state champs. The Trojans lead the Central Washington 2B League at 5-0. Okanagan and Tonasket are lurking behind with 4 wins in league play so far. It's a 4-team race in the Central Washington 1B League with Antioch, Waterville, Mansfield, Soap Lake, and Moses Lake Christian, all with 1 loss. The Tigers lead the way with 9 wins, while the Shockers have 8. Only a couple of weeks left of the regular season before the postseason play begins. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.